Dooba-dappa-doo-boo-bop-boo. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am your host, Spencer, and I am here to tell you about more G words. We have a few more words in this episode that are using the gon prefix, which, let's remind ourselves, was about sexual, generative, semen, seed. So let's see what interesting topics we get to talk about today. Here we go. The first entry in this episode is G1 phase. Capital G, a subscript number one, numeral one. One is the loneliest number, and then the word phase. This is a noun from 1966. It is the period in the cell cycle from the end of cell division to the beginning of DNA replication. It says compared to G2 phase. What? G2 phase. Also M phase. And also S phase. So the G2 probably won't be until we get to the GT section in the alphabet. So G1, it's the first one, I guess, because it's the period of the cell cycle from the end of cell division. But what is the cell division phase? Does that have a phase? Is that the M phase or the S phase? What is that? I don't know. So when the cell is done dividing, G1 phase starts, and then the beginning, it goes all the way until the beginning of the DNA replication part. So the cell divides, then the DNA replicates, and the time in the middle is the G1 phase. The G, by the way, stands for growth because it's dividing and growing, I guess. Sure. What would the G2 phase probably it would be the DNA replication part. I'm just assuming. It's a fair assumption, I think. Yes, of course it is. Okay. Ooh, let's make a sound. Ooh, I have a good sound effect if I can make it. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. How do I do this? Bong. The next word is goner. It is spelled goner. You know, in English, if you just look at it, if you didn't know the word, you'd say, well, based on the rules of English, I'd think that word is pronounced goner, but it's goner. Also, what is this? Goner? Goner. Noun from 1850. It is one whose case is hopeless. We can't help them. They're a goner. They're gone. We might as well just throw them in the trash. I don't think anybody's a goner. But yeah, we use this sometimes. Your case is hopeless. Why should we even bother spending any of our resources to help you and your case? You're such a goner. Hope I'm not a goner. I might be. All right, moving on to it's gonflan. What is it? Gonflan. Are those I think it's gonfalon or gonfalin. Gonfalon. This is a noun from 1595. Number 1, the ensign of certain princes or states. Example of where this is happening is medieval republics, plural, of Italy. So in Italy, the medieval republics, they had princes or states, and the ensign, E-N-S-I-G-N, the ensign of certain princes or states were called the gonfalon. I like saying that word. Do you like saying that word? It's a fun word to say. Gonfalon. Ooh, let's figure this one out backwards. Nalafnag. Gonfalon. Nalafnag. Gonfalon. Okay. Then also number 2 for gonfalon is a flag that hangs from a crosspiece or frame. That is also a gonfalon. So this is from the Italian word. I guess it would be gonfalone. I'm just going to assume that is correct. I love just assuming that my pronunciations are always correct. And I want to look up this picture. Okay, so yes, it's a ceremonial heraldic flag or banner that hangs vertically from a horizontal crossbar rather than flying freely from a pole. Originating in medieval Italy, these distinct banners often feature pointed, swallow-tailed, or streamer ends and typically display an institution seal, crest, or emblem. So was it the whole idea of the vertical flag or banner was invented during medieval Italy? I guess, maybe, possibly? That is a gonfalon. What does their word mean? What does gonfalone? I want to look up. Let's look up a little translation thing here for this. Let's see. I want to go from Italian. I copied the text Italian to English, and let's paste in the text, and it just means banner. That's what it means. A gonfalone is a banner, and that is how you shall remember when you see those vertical flags or banners. You will call it a gonfalon or a gonfalone. All right, that was fun. Now let's move on to my sound effect. Bong. It's a very inaccurate way. It's a very human way to make this sound. The sound of a gong. I guess I could also say gong. It's kind of one of those words. Okay, you could say gong or gong. Noun from circa 1590. Number 1, a disc-shaped percussion instrument that produces a resounding sound when struck with a usually padded hammer. A padded hammer. I believe I have heard that when you are going to hit the gong, you have to prep it. You got to prime it. You have to do some light taps around or something like that before you really smack it. I don't know. I think it's maybe there's something if you hit it too hard right away. Then I don't know. Maybe the vibrations are. It's like, oh, I can't handle all that. I need to be primed or something. I don't know how true that is. I guess I could look it up. Do you have to prime a gong? What does this say? Yes, you should prime a gong. Priming involves lightly striking or rubbing the instrument with a mallet to create subtle vibrations before the main strike. This warms up the metal and lets the gong speak immediately, producing a fuller, smoother sound while preventing potential cracks in the metal. Yes, you don't want your gong to crack. So yes, you either rub the mallet around it or do some light taps. Probably nothing to make it too loud, like if you're playing with an orchestra. The orchestra is going to be overpowering the sound of whatever light taps you make. But at least it starts the vibrations so that when you hit it, it doesn't crack, and you get a better, fuller, smoother sound. And why even are you gonging a gong if you don't want a good, nice, full, smooth gong sound? Okay, so that is now I think of at the end of Bohemian Rhapsody, there is a gong, and I think that's the only example of gongs. I think they just made a gong for that song, a gong for the song. Okay, now we move on to number 2A. A saucer-shaped bell, as in a fire alarm, that is struck by a mechanical hammer. I guess I would not call it a gong. I would call it a bell, but I guess they call it a gong. So I guess I have to also call it a gong. Yeah, and a fire alarm. It's going to go, get out of the house. There's a fire happening. Gong, 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 gong. And number 2B, a wire rod wound in a flat spiral for sounding the time or chime or alarm, as in a clock. I feel like I need to read that one again. A wire rod wound in a flat spiral for sounding the time or chime or alarm. That's what it says. Something seems wrong there. When it's a certain time, it's going to make a chime or an alarm, and it's in a clock. And how does it do this? Does something hit it? Either way, it's a flat metal thing, so it's a gong. Number 3. This is British. The synonym is medal, medal, like you win a medal, and that's kind of a gong shape. Now I want to see a gong that's like a big version of a first place medal that you wear around your neck. I don't know how well it'll go. that reminds me. I think don't they have a gong at the beginning of the second Indiana Jones movie? Was that Temple of Doom? I think maybe it even starts on the mountains from the Paramount logo, and then it dissolves into the gong. Let's look that up. Does Temple of Doom start with a gong? I think so. Yes, famously opens with an enormous brass gong. The film fades in on the massive gong being struck by a mallet. Maybe, I don't think they primed their gong. Which then leads directly into the Busby Berkeley style anything goes musical number in a Shanghai nightclub. That's a very fun scene. Okay, so we talked about gong. Gong is also an intransitive verb, and we have to talk about the etymology, obviously. This is a Malay and, is that Java? Malay and Java word of imitative origin. I think, is it like gong? It sounds like a gong, a gong, a gong, gong. Gong, a gong, gong, gong. Ooh, somebody should do a parody of thong, but called gong. I think that needs to happen. Gong. I guess I'll just say gong. That is my sound effect. And now we move on to Gongorism. Gongorism? Ooh, I hope that this is the religion where you pray to the gong. This has a capital G, Gongorism, noun from 1813. It is a literary style characterized by studied obscurity and by the use of various ornate devices. Gongoristic? Gongoristic is an adjective. Okay, so it's a literary style characterized by studied obscurity and by the use of various ornate devices. I think I need to put a link in the show notes for Gongorism. This sounds very fascinating. And let's see, any other information? Highly ornate, highly stylized, obscure literary style, 17th century Spanish Baroque period, defined by complex Latinate syntax, heavy metaphor, mythological allusions, intentionally elevated esoteric vocabulary. Well, it's probably too smart for me. What is this? The historical... Oh, okay. So the etymology says this is from the Spanish Gongorismo, which is from Luis de Góngora y Argote. Is that their whole name? Luis de Góngora and I don't know, Argote, is that another person, or was that their whole name? Because the E, the Y, means and. This Luis person was a Spanish poet who died in 1627. And I guess later they were like, you know what, we could name this style after them, because this is how they wrote. This was what they invented. This was their style. And that now everybody is copying it. Gongorismo. Let's see. Well, I think that's pretty great. And yeah, let's put a link in the show notes for that. Maybe you can do some gongorisms, gongoristic writing. Bong. Next is gonidium. Gonidium. Noun from 1882. It is an asexual reproductive cell or group of cells, especially in algae or algae. An example of this would be volvox. Oh, well, we'll get to learn about in the V's, I hope. Volvox? VOX. So it's a cell or a bunch of cells in algae, and they reproduced asexually, so they just like split off and like, hey, there's more of me. Hey, look at me going over there. That's me. I think I'm a clone now. Gonidium. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is one of those words that's using that gon prefix because it's about reproduction. And then the idiom suffix. Don't know what that means. Maybe we'll learn that in the eyes. All right, moving on to bong. We have the word now. Would it be pronounced gonif? Gonif, or you can add a second F. And this is a variation of ganef, spelled Ganef. NEF. That would be way back here. And is this the one? Ooh, I have an idea in my head, but I don't know if I'm correct in my memory. Let's see. Ganef. Thief, rascal. That is, Yiddish. Yiddish Hebrew for thief. Ganef. So it's just a variation of that. Bong. Why don't I have a gong here? That is sad. Okay, next we have goniometer. Goniometer. Noun from 1766. Number 1, an instrument for measuring angles. Ooh, now this has reminded me of the suffix that we had in the previous episode, gon, like nonagon. And so you need a thing to measure the angle, which remember came from the word knee, and it's a goniometer because it's measuring the gones, measuring the knees, the angle of the knees. Number 2, the synonym is direction finder. What direction am I supposed to go? I don't know. Let me break out the goniometer, and that'll tell me where to go. Goniometric is an adjective, and goniometry, that is a noun. And so related to the gon suffix that we just had in the previous episode, specifically, this is from the Greek gonia, which means angle. So that's what it is, angle. And then, of course, the part of your body, the only part of your body that can make an angle is, of course, the knee. And that's why we have all these gone words about angles, because it's the knee. Now, why couldn't it be the elbow? This is what I want to know. Is it elbow different than a knee in terms of angles? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, if you need to learn about some angles, get your goniometer, and let's move on to it's a suffix, gonium. Number 1, germ cell. That's it. A gonium suffix, you put that at the end of the word, is a germ cell, as in the example. Spermatogonium. Yep. This now, is spermatogonium the full word for sperm, or is it a different? Okay, what is it? Also, we have number 2, reproductive structure of a plant or fungus, as in oogonium. That has a double O at the beginning. Like eggs. Eggs have a double O when words that have to do with eggs have a double O. So let's look up this word, oogonium, not PPOO, gonium. So yeah, what is that? Something about eggs, because it has to do with the reproductive structure of a plant or fungus. So an oogonium is an immature female reproductive cell. In humans and animals, it is a diploid stem cell that multiplies via mitosis and eventually develops into a primary oocyte. In certain algae and fungi, it serves as the female sex organ containing one or more egg cells. Yep, so that's why we're using the suffix gonium. Let's see. Anything else to see? It's from the Greek gonos, which I believe, that has to do with procreation and seed. Bong. Now we have gonococcus. 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 What does that spell? Gonococcus? It is a noun from 1889. No numbers. It is, get ready, hold onto your pants. It is a pus-producing bacterium that causes gonorrhea. Gonococcal, that is an adjective. An example of this, or the species name for this pus-producing bacterium, is Neisseria gonorrhea, and that is spelled, I have to spell this one, GONORRHOEAE. Gonorrhea. That's how I want to say it. Okay, so this is just New Latin. It doesn't have any specific etymology. Maybe we'll get more when we get to the word gonorrhea, which is coming up. I think in that fantastic Monty Python song about sexually transmitted diseases, I think they mention gonococcus something. I have to do a quick search for the Monty Python. What is that song called? I'm just going to look up STD. I know STD isn't the right word anymore, but at the time it was. It's called Medical Love Song, and there's something in there about they do say our lovely gonorrhea at one point, but in the chorus, gonococcal urethritis. That's where it is. All right, fantastic. Now, let's move away from this pus-producing bacterium and go to gong. Go, no, go. 3 words with hyphens. Go, no, go. Adjective from circa 1945. Number 1, being or relating to a required decision to continue or stop a course of action. What are you going to do? Are you going to go or are you going to no-go? Go, no-go. It's a go, no-go. Required decision to continue or stop a course of action. What are you going to do? Is this a go, no-go situation? Which one is it? You should pick. You got to go or don't go. Number 2, being or relating to a point at which a go, no-go decision must be made. So the situation is the go, no-go, but also, it's an adjective, so you're describing the whole thing as, or the point is also a go, no-go thing. Yes. I think the military, pilots, just in the military in general, I think those are the people who are using go, no-go more often than other people. Yes, but I think I need to start using it somehow. If you are someone who uses this, I would like you to reach out to me in some way. Email or whatever is fine, and give me an example of how you would use this exactly. I've definitely heard of it, but I would like to hear from you. If you have a special story of a go no go situation, please tell me, and then maybe I can learn how to use it in my life. Bong. Now I have these STD song lyrics on my screen, and there's some interesting words. Now, let's move on to gonophore. Gonophore. This is a noun from 1859. It is an attached reproductive zooid of a hydroid colony. I think that one speaks for itself. Bong. Next is gonopore. So the previous one was gonophore with a PH. This is gonopore with just a P. We deleted the H. Noun from 1897. It is a genital pore in some invertebrates and especially some insects. So they have a genital pore, P-O-R-E. I think of the pores in your skin. That's basically just a hole. So does that mean, I don't know. Well, clearly this is using the gon prefix about reproduction and everything. I want to look up gonopore insect, I guess. Is that what I'm looking up? Okay, sure. It is a primary external genital opening used for reproduction. In females, it is the exit point for the common oviduct where eggs are laid. In males, it is the opening of the ejaculatory duct through which sperm is transferred. So they have the boys and the girls, the men and the women, the males and the females have very similar but different gonopores. It's external, but it's a hole. Similar to other things. Okay. We're learning some really good stuff here, I think. We're learning about reproductive stuff and other things. Like gongs. Gong. Now we have gonorrhea, spelled Gonorrhea. noun from circa 1526. This is a contagious inflammation of the genital mucous membrane caused by, you know it, say it with me, we learned about it a little bit ago, I ready, set, go, gonococcus. It is called also clap. I've definitely heard of that. I've heard people say, probably in movies or something, the clap. But why? Gonorrheal is an adjective, and don't worry, we're going to get to the clap soon. I need to look that up. My Google history ain't going to like that. But this is New Latin from Lower Latin. So I guess just the word gonorrhea in Latin means morbid loss of semen. From the Greek gonorrhoia, from gon prefix plus rhoia, which means rhea, that doesn't help. So morbid loss of semen. Wow, what even does that mean? All right, I need to look up why is it filled it in. I typed in GONO and it filled in rhea called the clap. Because clearly, this is important information for us to know. The exact origin is unknown. Historians attribute it to a few leading theories. It likely stems from early French brothels called, get this, clapier, or antiquated treatments where men would clap the penis on both sides to force out infected discharge. Wow, that's going to affect me for the rest of the day. The French brothel theory, the name may derive from the Old French word clapier, which translates to brothel or rabbit burrow. Okay. Since these were hubs for spreading the infection, the name stuck. I'm just gonna go with that one. That one seems great. I don't want to think about the other one. Okay, so I hope you learned something with gonorrhea and the clap. And also morbid loss of semen? I mean, what? How? Okay, let's move on to bong. We have a suffix. It is gony, or would it be gunny? Gony. This is, it's not our last GON word. We have one more. Okay, so it means generation or reproduction or manner of coming into being. Whoa. As in the example, would it be pronounced isogony? I can look up this word real quick in the eyes, the IS section. So I won't tell you what this is, but maybe it'll give us a lot. Wow, there's a lot of IN words. Isogony is somewhere over here. There's a picture of America with some lines on it, and it kind of looks like that America clock from Pee-wee. Okay, let's look up isogony, and it's over here. So we have isogonic. Yeah, that's what this is. Let's see, what is it? It doesn't help me. Don't really understand that. Something about sizes in relation to sizes and things. And so the gony suffix, generation, reproduction, manner of coming into being. I don't know. I got nothing for that. All right, now let's move on to our last GON word. It's the word, I hope you were thinking when I said gony was not our last one. I hope you were like, what could that be? It's gonzo. Oh, this is a good word all over the place. Adjective from 1971. Number 1, idiosyncratically subjective, but now what is that word? Is it the word engage or engage? Because there's an accent on the second E. We have an example, gonzo journalism. So, idiosyncratically subjective, but engage? I feel like I need to look up this word because now I'm confused about this word. Did we have this word engage but with an accent? I have heard of gonzo journalism, I believe that if I am correct, what's his name? What is his name? With an H, the guy he wrote a lot, and then there was the movie. Use your brain. You're in middle age. It's getting harder to think, but you can do it. Um, oh boy. Well, anyway, we'll come back to that. This word, engagé, committed to or supportive of a cause. Okay, so committed to or supportive of a cause. Gonzo is idiosyncratically subjective, but also supporting of a thing. So it's like, I guess in gonzo journalism, you're in the situation, you're explaining your own experience, that's the subjective, but you're incorporated into it. Engagé, committed to the thing, supportive of a thing, and your journalism is about your own personal experience of it. Is that what it is? Okay. I'm going to come up with all of this information. My brain wants to say Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's not it. It's the other one that's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by that guy. And it was him and Hunter S. Thompson. I knew there was an H in there. So it was him and his lawyer, who were doing a ton of drugs and doing journalism in Las Vegas. Gonzo journalism specifically. I think they even mention that's in the movie, in the story, the book. Raoul Duke, and his attorney, Dr. Gonzo. I knew there was another Gonzo in there. Oh, what an interesting character. They were played by Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. Fantastic performances. But what else can gonzo be? It can also be number 2. The synonym is bizarre. So let's just say this is a gonzo podcast. Gonzodcast. Number 3 is freewheeling or unconventional, especially to the point of outrageousness, as in a gonzo comedian. I appreciate that. I appreciate some outrageousness, some unconventionality, some freewheelingness. Yeah, I think this is kind of a gonzo podcast when I think about it that way. Why not? The origin is unknown. I do kind of want to do a quick little lookup of etymology of gonzo. Maybe there's some theories out there. It was coined in 1970 by Boston Globe editor Bill Cardoso to describe the wild, subjective journalism of Hunter S. Thompson. Its ultimate origin is uncertain, but likely stems from the Italian word gonzo, meaning fool or dolt, or the Spanish gonzo, which means goose or dolt. So basically, Hunter S. Thompson was a dolt, and this guy Bill described him as a dolt, calling him gonzo. And I don't hate that. How can I not mention Gonzo from the Muppets, who was invented, I guess, probably not very long after this. 1970 was the first use of this. What does the dictionary say? 1971. When was the Muppet Gonzo made? Because it must have been in the 70s. Oh, made his debut in 1970? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on a second. I'm very interested in this situation. What came first? Did Gonzo the Muppet come before Gonzo journalism? Or vice versa? Or was this one of those situations where they were both invented at the same time? And if that's the case, or if Gonzo was made first, how interesting that the definitions for Gonzo fit perfectly with this character. I mean, you look at the third one, freewheeling or unconventional, especially to the point of outrageousness, that is the Muppet Gonzo. Let's look at the history. The prototype of Gonzo appeared in The Great Santa Claus Switch as a generic, gruff baddie. Jim Henson selected this Frackle as the basis for Gonzo and gave the character to puppeteer Dave Gells. Gonzo was created as a character with low self-esteem, as written by Jerry Jewell, with Gells acknowledging he put himself into that interpretation. Later, with Henson's approval, they reworked the eyes to allow the character to convey way more excitement and a zany, bombastic appreciation for life. He had several performances, such as his 1979 song from the Muppet movie, I'm going to go back there someday. How does that go? I'll go back there someday. He became known for his stunts and acts in the Muppet Show, blah, 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 but I need some history. Some actual history. Do I need to look this up? I'm sorry, we are going on major tangents, but this is very important information to know. How do I look this up? Which came first? Gonzo Muppet or Gonzo journalism? This is blowing my mind. I was convinced that Gonzo the Muppet was named after this. Okay, Gonzo journalism came first. It was coined June 1970. The Muppet was made months later, December 1970. Were the Muppets so on top of it that within months they had made a character named Gonzo? The term gonzo itself now we have a whole new etymology now, originally came from the South Boston slang for the last man standing after a drinking marathon. When Cardoso applied it to Thompson's subjective, highly exaggerated style of reporting on the Kentucky Derby, it launched a famous literary movement. The Muppet character, originally named just an unnamed cigar box Frackle, he adopted the name when he made his first appearance in the TV special The Great Santa Claus Switch, which I guess was December 1970. Oh boy, this is fascinating. If you have any information on this mystery of Gonzo, please let me know. There is a thing here, uncovering the origins of Gonzo on the 20th. This is about Hunter S. Thompson. Okay, well, hey, Gonzo. I love the Muppet. I love the character. I appreciate his insanity so much. I also appreciate his color and his shape. He loves chickens. Maybe, who knows how deep his love for chickens goes. He's got a great voice, and he just does insane stuff. And he's great. He's one of the best. Gonzo. Okay, now let's go to... it's our first G-O-O word. Gong. It's goo. Goo, noun from 1900. Number 1, a viscid. Is it viscid or viscid? I think it's viscid. That doesn't seem right. A viscid, or sticky substance is a goo. Number 2, sentimental tripe. Ooh, that's very judgmental. Sentimental tripe is also goo. Most of us, I think of. The viscid, or sticky substance, that is definitely goo. I don't like stepping on goo out in the street, which is like gum. I'm like, now I got goo on my shoe. I got a goo shoe. Gooey, that is an adjective. Gooiness is a noun. Goo, what to say about goo? I feel like there's some stuff out there that's like gooey. There's definitely stuff out there that's gooey. I have no idea why I said that. Goo. I feel like I'm blanking on like goo in movies. That's what I want to look up. Movies. Ooh, here's an article. Top 10 goo-filled films to make you shudder. This is a fantastic list to read quickly. The Blob, Street Trash, and I don't like there's a whole, here we go, Street Trash, don't know anything about that one. The Thing, yeah, I guess there's a bunch of goo in that one. The Stuff, that's a movie you should definitely watch. It's got lots of goo in The Stuff. The Incredible Melting Man, I mean, it sounds like there would be a lot of goo if he's melting. Ghostbusters 2, that whole river is goo, pretty much. The Fly. Oh, yep, there's a lot of goo in The Fly. Prince of Darkness. I don't know this one, but I guess there's goo. There's a vortex of green liquid. Brain Dead. Ooh, is this another Peter Jackson one? Yeah. Oh, talk about goo. Talk about goo. Speaking of goo, there's a movie called Society. Incredibly adult. That, yeah, I kind of remember has a lot of gooey stuff. All right. That was fun. Goo. Now, let's move on to our very last word, two forms. Gong. It's the word goober. First form is a noun from 1834. It is Southern and Midland. The synonym is peanut. Peanuts are also called goobers. Now, where, at least in the Southern and Midland area, we do need to look at this etymology. It is of Bantu origin, akin to the Kimbundu word, how do you say this, tuguba, which means peanut. So where is Bantu? Now, to be, I guess, stereotypical about it, it feels like it's from Africa. Let's see, Bantu, yes. 400 distinct indigenous African ethnogroups who speak Bantu. So is the Southern and Midland, what do they mean by that in this book? I feel like I need to, I'm not going to find it quickly. I assumed it was of the, well, it could have come from slavery. That's probably where it came from, that the people from Africa came over to the South. They picked up this word, the Bantu word for peanut, which I don't know how to pronounce, and then the American slave owners picked it up and just started calling peanuts goobers. They also didn't pronounce the word correctly either. Southern and Midland, or is Southern and Midland from the whole world? And so that's why I don't think so. Yes, it primarily refers to the major regional dialects of American English or distinct geographic divisions of the U.S., like the Deep South and the Midwest. So I feel like I have heard this used for peanut in some context, but now I can't think of what that is. But what else is a goober? It is bong, 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 bong. The second form of goober is a noun from 1980. It is slang, and it means a naive, ignorant, or foolish person. You're being such a goober, eating all those peanuts. Why are you eating those peanuts, you goober? I mean, this is really just a great word, isn't it? I love saying this word. It sounds so funny. This etymology is from an earlier slang word goob, or goober, which means kiss, or pimple, or penis, or also probably of imitative origin, which I think is like it sort of describes the sound. I should look that up and confirm. Imitative origin. You know what? Yes, imitative or onomatopoeia refers to a word created by mimicking a natural sound. So, I guess how did goob and goober? What's the sound? Who's the making the sound? What? Kiss, pimple, penis? Interesting. And then it became a foolish person? I'm being a goober, just doing my gonzo podcast. Okay, those were all of the words and everything, so now I must pick a word of the episode. This might be hard. Today we had G1 phase, goner, gonfalon, gong, gongorism, gonadium, gonif, goniometer, gonium, gonococcus, go-no-go, gonophore, gonopore, gonorrhea, goni, gonzo, goo, goober, and goober. Well, obviously I'm going to pick gonorrhea as the word of the episode. No, I'm not going to pick gonorrhea as the word of the episode. Ooh, which one am I going to pick? I mean, there are some good words in here. By the way, if you would like to let me know what your word of the episode is and why, you can email me You can call the Google Voice number, leave a message. All of this information is in the show notes. Follow me on social media. Leave a comment, a DM, a whatever. Buy some merchandise. Speaking of the show notes, buy some merchandise. Join the Patreon for $1 a month. But back to the word of the episode. I don't know. I think I kind of gotta pick gonzo, right? I think I gotta pick that as the word of the episode. Song about gonzo. I could try to sing the song that he sings. It's a very sweet song. Going back there someday, and he's flying through the air, and I need the lyrics. I don't know if I can do his voice so well. This looks familiar, vaguely familiar, almost unreal yet. I don't remember the tune. It's too soon to feel yet. Close to my soul and yet so far away. I'm going to go back there someday. All right. That had nothing to do with the word gonzo. Gonzo is really crazy and weird. It's outrageous. Gonzo, just do some gonzo things. Live your life in a gonzo way. Gonzo. Ooh, let's figure out gonzo backwards. Gonzo. Woznog. Gonzo. That's it. Ooh, I should tell you about a movie. Speaking of gonzo, the next movie that I saw was called Blockers, and they did a funny little thing with the title. They would often put a picture of a rooster in front of the word blockers, because rooster is also a name. Another name for rooster is cock, because basically this whole movie is about cock blockers. Three parents who are trying to stop their children from having sex on prom. That's what it is. It's ridiculous, insane, and funny, and heartwarming all at the same time. Yeah, it's a good time. Great actors all over the place. Called technically just Blockers. That's it. I hope you enjoy this podcast. I hope you come back, tell your friends and your enemies and everybody. It's some gonzo stuff. Until next time, this is Spencer, dispensing information. Goodbye.